welcome back to the best independent fan channel on the planet. This is your preview for the reverse fixture against Omonia in the Europa League at Old Trafford. Joining us today, we have the wonderful Adam Gray on the show. On the show. How are you doing, Adam?
Sure.
That was intentional. I'm doing good. Busy day, but glad to be back and just talk football now.
Yeah, I hope people noticed that was intentional, not just a thing. Anyway, we also have my brother from the same mother, Sam McCabe. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Perfect. He didn't seem very happy about that. That response wasn't as.
You know what? I'm all right because I'm on annual leave now from work because it's my girlfriend's birthday on Monday, so we took the weekend off and stuff. So.
You know what? When you said annual leave then, I don't know why I had in my head paternity leave, and I was thinking, who's pregnant and why haven't you told me? But you didn't say that.
No, you know me. You know me, mate. No kids for me. That's not happening.
That's what. Like, what is going on here?
I would tell you if I adopted a dog, then I'd take paternity leave. If I got a dog, then.
Oh yeah. Right. Anyway. Guys, before we dive into this preview, I need you to do one tiny little thing for us. Can you click that subscribe button in the bottom right corner? Help us tremendously in reaching our goal of 1,000 subs before the end of the year. We might be cutting it close for that because I think we're on 621 at the moment, but I believe we can do it. And thank you for your continued support on the channel. We really appreciate it. I want to start off, lads, by jogging our memories a bit. Back to last Thursday in Cyprus. What did you guys take away from that game? What would be things you change when we go into this one at Old Trafford, whether that's, individual personnel or tactical tweaks? Talk to me. Sam, I'll go to you first on
that. Maybe not get you to sort of predict that you'll kick your cat into the canal if you don't beat him. Because that seemed to put a hex all over that fucking game, did it? I can only imagine the panic in Nick's eyes during that game when they went 1-0 up.
But, yeah, you should have seen the watch along. Oh my god. I was like, oh my god. My cat. Do you not see the picture? I put a meme of my cat, like one of my cats. It just looks frightened, and I said, when Omonia went 1-0 down.
It's just So let's not have a repeat of that again because that was not a fun experience to see. Well, the highlights anyway, because I was at a gig. We need to not get caught with one defender at the back again because you can see what they can do. So we need to change that up. Make sure if we're going with a high line, which I think we will. We need to make sure we've got willing runners to come back or put more than one person at the back because we've seen it up against Istanbul in the Champions League that Axel Twanzebe got done by, and we've seen it again with this. So let's not have a repeat of that. So that'd be good. I'd like to see some out of form players get run out and get some minutes and stuff like that. I don't know if we're going to see that because from the way Ten Hag's talking, it seems like he's going to go with a full strength team. So maybe we won't see that, but I'd like to see that. But let's try and keep a clean sheet because it's been a while since we've had a clean sheet. We just seem to concede every single game, and I don't know why. We just need to sort of shore that bit up. It'd be nice to get a clean sheet as well and score a few goals. Anything other than that, as long as we get the win, that's what matters. But I'd like to see those things.
What about yourself, Adam? Is there anything you would tweak tactically? Any individual personnel you'd bring into the squad for tomorrow's game?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't go with the same left side that we started last week. They got caught and caught out really, really bad last week. I'd also what I want to see is a bit more control, like what we had in the Everton game. I think we had nearly full control. There was I think a stage over the course of 5 to 10 minutes where we had 95% possession against Everton. So I want to see that more of the same again. I want to see that one-touch football, maybe slow it down a little because I noticed that we were drilling the ball like into the player's foot a lot, and it was causing them to take a heavy touch. But we got to see. Like, I know Martial isn't available, so maybe he'll tweak a few things. I know we'll get into our teams later in the show, but I think I'd go with Rashford in the left and Shaw instead of Malassi and Sancho. I don't.
Who was that? Who was after Rashford? Did you say? I didn't hear that name.
Lucas Shaw.
Oh right, that's the left back.
Yep.
Adam,
a representative for Weight Watchers.
Nice. Do you want to correct that? Do you mean future fiance Luke Shaw?
Yeah, hubby.
Yeah.
Hubby.
Oh, jeez.
Everything now is just going to be a play on Luke Shaw. It's just be a
Yeah.
pun. Like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Was there anything about Omonia in general that surprised you, lads? Obviously, going into the game, we kind of thought we'd steamroll him. A lot of the comments, which hence why I was like,
Whoa. You thought we'd steamroll him. I did not say that.
well,
I didn't say
what did you
that.
say?
I
What did you
said
say?
I said we could trip up here easily. This could be a definitely like.
Oh, what
bananas
was
game.
your score prediction? Was like 3-1, was it not?
I think it was 2-0. I think that's what I said.
Yeah,
I
so we
didn't-
thought it'd be at least comfortable. It'd be comfortable tonight. We're playing a team in Cyprus. You know what I mean? I don't think there was people saying, it's going to be a struggle. I don't really remember that, but yeah, I get what you're saying. But was there anything basically that surprised you in general about the team when we played them?
They were up for it, weren't they? Like they were up for a game. They weren't scared. The United overawing team coming to Cyprus, Ronaldo and like big names like that. They weren't scared of it at all. They played their game how they. I don't watch the Cypriot League, so forgive me if they seemed like they were playing the game they normally play. Like they weren't doing anything special or anything amazing. Like they played how I assume they normally play. So yeah, they weren't scared or overawed by the occasion. They attacked when they had the opportunities. They made tackles. They put effort in. Everything that you expect a team to do bare minimum, they did. And then they had opportunities and they took them. Which sometimes, when you get minnows, you can either get either or, can't you? Like either sometimes the minnows will come out and then they'll just be like absolutely smashed to pieces. And then other times they'll put up a fight and you end up getting a giant killer, like in the FA Cup or something like that. It can go either way. So they were up for the fight.
Yeah, I said in the preview, Adam, that they're going to stay compact. They're going to have this shape of 5-3-2, and then they'll hit us on the counter. Did it surprise you how good they actually was on the transition? Because they got got in behind, should I say, quite a few times. But I don't know if you would say that's down to our downfall, the way we was defending, or if they was actually half decent at attacking.
Well, I think it was actually in their game plan initially to try and obviously hit us on the break. They knew who to put the pressure on, especially on the left side. We got exposed quite a bit, especially down centrally for the second goal. I was actually surprised they had a man free running into the box, but they looked very, very clinical up front. That's one thing I noticed with them. So if you give them one chance, more than likely they're going to be scoring it. And then look at the amount of chances Ronaldo had the last night as well, and he couldn't finish them. But they were really, really up for it. I think it'll be a bit different tomorrow night, but we got to wait and see. But they did surprise me at how well they looked up front.
I thought the number 7, he had a massive chance where he basically tried dinking it over the hair, but it just went straight into his thing. And I thought if he would have took that better, it could have been a probably draw, or we could have even lost the game.
Well,
but
that's the measure of quality in between like big teams and small teams.
Yeah.
When chances like that come along, a high quality team will take that chance and finish it. Whereas low quality, obviously, you're not going to always finish it.
They also had about 20,000 Cyprian fans screaming for him as well, because obviously Manchester United's in town. So I do believe this game will be different heading in tomorrow night. It's at Old Trafford. So yeah, there's obviously a strong support inside the stadium. Are you too positive we can top the group now?
So if we got left, we got
a win away.
We got a win Omonia. We got a win against
Sheriff at Old Trafford, and then Real Sociedad away.
Them two games, Sheriff and Omonia. I think it's Omonia. I think that's how you pronounce it. Actually, I keep getting it wrong. Those two games, I think.
There goes my pneumonia pun.
Sorry, mate.
You have to say it in that fashion.
Yeah.
Pneumonia.
I think those two games should be winnable. The Sociedad game might be a bit of a trip up because they came to Old Trafford. Obviously, they didn't deserve the goal. VAR, blah, 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 all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
But they scored. So it is what it is. They could be really sort of that sort of team that just, it's not unite, set up in a low block, just defend the entire time. We just can't score. And I think it could end up being one of those games that it could be in like 0-0 or something like that. I mean, just frustrating. So that could be the slip up. But the next two games, I think we should and will win. But obviously, you can never say never in football. But the Real Sociedad game, I think, is the one that's going to be a bit tricky.
What about yourself, Adam? Because I'm going to touch on the, what happens if we do finish top, if we finish second a little bit later on. But just, are you confident we can top our group?
Yeah, I'm quite confident. I think the game we had against Sociedad, it was one of the weirdest games I think I've ever watched us
It
play
was so
in a
boring.
long, long time. It
So,
was
Did
so
you
so
boring.
boring.
did you do the watch along then?
Felt like,
I think
mm,
so. I
Yeah,
think me and Shreya did it.
I was watching
yeah.
that game going, if I was on a watch along with this, honest to God, just
It was nothing, absolutely nothing until Lissandro came on, really.
yeah.
And that VAR decision, that was it.
Was it? I don't know whether it was. I think it was the day the Queen died, wasn't it?
Think
You
yeah,
might be right. I don't know.
yeah.
My memory's
Yeah.
like a sieve. Fuck knows.
hmm It was the day the Queen died, and just the mood felt so different. It felt like a friendly, a testimonial. It didn't feel like any of them were up for it. But in the other games, it's felt like they've been more up for it. Like especially the comeback after last week, we went 1-0 behind, but once we got the first Rashford goal, we looked like we were going to go on and win it the whole time. They got a lucky second goal, but well worked to be fair to them. Actually, yeah, maybe I'm being a bit
Yeah.
harsh on them, but it's what they can do if you give them the space. I think we can top the group, but the deciding game is that away one to Spain, and we don't have a good away record in Spain if you look back over the years.
Mm.
One
I
of
mean,
our
against Spanish opposition in general, it's
Yeah.
pretty poor, isn't it?
one of our biggest things is lapses in concentration. Every
Yeah.
fucking game, we have several moments of like just stupid lapses of concentration, and if you give that to teams like Omonia or Real Sociedad or Sheriff, and you've got a high line, for example, they'll punish you because their whole thing is to play on the counter because they know they're just going to get ball possession wise. They're not going to get that much, so they have to play on the counter. So if you have one lapse in concentration, that's it. It's fucking done. So that's what
And
you got to be aware of.
And they're definitely going to do that tomorrow night at Old Trafford because obviously we'll have a lot more possession, I think. Especially when you watch us in that Everton game, we're starting to get into that kind of role now, which again I'm going to touch on later. I want to dive into some quotes from the press conference. We had Eric Ten Hag and Victor Lindelof talking to the media today. There's some comments on Anthony Martial and Cristiano Ronaldo that I want to touch on. So on Ronaldo, Ten Hag said, "I want to support him as good as possible. We have certain demands from players. What we expect in certain positions. I want to get the best out of him. He's in better shape now, and I'm happy with that." And then on Martial, he said, "Of course, I want him in. Sometimes it's disappointing when they aren't available because I know we need him. When they aren't, you have to deal with the situation." Now, I interpreted that as at the start, obviously, Ronaldo wasn't fit enough because he didn't have a pre-season. He was banking on Martial to be his main number 9 because of pre-season, and then obviously it didn't go to plan. Now Cristiano Ronaldo's back on the score sheet. Martial's picked up another injury. Do you think that could potentially swing the pendulum long term, Sam? Because, like you said, you posed a question, didn't you, on the last show that we did? We can't rely on Martial now. He keeps picking up different kind of injuries. Is that swaying your mind now with Cristiano getting back on the score sheet?
I think for the short term, that's where we're going to have to be. We're going to have to go because obviously we can't buy anybody right now, and we didn't buy anybody in the summer. Long term, Ronaldo's not the answer. Like we said, he's 37, 38. The feeling we get from him is that he doesn't want to be at the club. Obviously, he's a professional. He's going to work hard in training and play when he's asked to, etc. And he's always going to try and score because that's just who he is. But I don't think he wants to be here. So long term, that's going to be an issue because what do you do once Ronaldo leaves? Be then only relying on Martial, who again we've touched on the injury record isn't great at the minute. Rashford, I don't think works as a number 9. I really don't. I think his best position's on the left, and when we have relied on the middle, it's not helped our attack. Our attack doesn't seem like it works.
What about certain games on that though, Sam? Like Liverpool, for example. What about certain games you play in City or Liverpool?
Like 90% of the Premier League games, though, you're not playing City, Liverpool, are you? Like you're playing teams either lower or equivalent to you. That's who you're playing, and they're not going to play like City. They're not going to play like Liverpool. Obviously, like they have elements of like Brighton have elements of the way Liverpool play or the way City play, but obviously they're not going to do the whole thing because they don't have the quality in the team to do so. So I think 90% of the time you're going to have teams who are going to set up in a low block or they're going to try and play their tactical game. They're not going to absolutely press the life out of you and have 90% of the possession like City, Liverpool do. So he might be useful in those sort of games, but then 90% of the games, the games that you need to be winning, which we didn't do last season, the Brighton games, the Bournemouth games, those sort of games, we didn't win them last season. those are the games we need to win to pick up points. Nobody expects us to beat City. Nobody expects us to beat Liverpool, even though we have. Nobody expects us to beat them. So that's the games you need to win. So you need a striker for that. Martial would be perfect, but obviously his injury record is not working well at the minute. I think if it continues on and he keeps his injury record and he can't get fit, I could see us going in for Gakpo in January and bringing somebody like him in, because obviously he can play. He can play on the wings. He can play up front. He's a versatile player. Ten Hag likes him. He's got the same agent. He's seen a lot of him when he was in the Eredivisie, so I think that could happen. But again, that depends on the Glazer and the dividends, and because we know we'll let that set them. And then outgoings, we need to get rid of some players, and we struggle famously to do so. Axel Tuanzebe's still on the books. Phil Jones is still on the books. We only just got rid of Andreas Pereira.
Finds a way.
Oh, have to. Remember when we were all celebrating Andreas Pereira got out the fucking door, because that's been going on.
I celebrated that more than any signing we made.
3 years of trying to get that guy out the door. This is ridiculous.
Long time. Yeah.
We are very poor at sales, so I think we need to get people out the door, sell to buy, and we're in desperate need of a striker right now. Short term, if Ronaldo's scoring form, stick it, put him up front and go for it. But long term, we need to sort of think differently and get somebody in.
But then, what are the ramifications of that then, Adam? Because if you could put your trust in Cristiano now, like Sam just said, we knew he wanted to leave in the summer. We know he probably wants to leave in January if he gets the opportunity. That's all the January window is going to be about, let's be honest. We know it. And we know he's probably going to leave in the summer if he doesn't leave in January. And he's got a lot of games, playing almost 3 times a week at times. You've got winter coming up, you've got World Cup. How do you handle that situation for your manager? Because it's a tough one, isn't it? You want to put your faith in Martial, keeps getting injured. Ronaldo wants to leave, and then Rashford can only play as a 9 in set games. So how do you go about handling that?
Yeah, well, first things first, you can't let him go in January then, because there's no way we're signing a striker in January. It just won't happen. There's nobody on the market. Yeah, unless somebody emerges in the World Cup and they have a really, really good World Cup.
Is Gakpo not an option for you?
Yeah, but I think he plays on the wing predominantly for PSV. He can play up top.
He can play number 9.
He's not an out and out. He's not an out and out number 9 though.
Yeah, but we're not going to.
Ten Hag could turn him into a 9.
We're not going to get a number 9 in January because, like Adam said, they're not available. So we have to get something. We need to do something.
I don't think we're going to get anyone.
No, I don't think we will. But in terms of the team, we're gonna the need is there because Martial's not fit. Ronaldo wants to go. Who's next? It's Garnacho, isn't it? He's the next in line. Or Charlie.
But he's not a number 9. He's a winger.
And then,
who's never played number 9.
Who's the next one? Is it Charlie Savage? Is he the?
No, that's the midfielder. Charlie McNeil.
Charlie McNeil. So he'd be next in line. It's far too early for him. So
I think the line they're going to throw out is basically summer is when we're going for our big target.
We spent too much last summer. We spent more than we were supposed to last summer. Yeah, blah blah blah.
If we miss out on someone like Cody Gakpo, then you're meant to buy when you can. Liverpool do it. I know they don't necessarily. Well, their fans are saying they're not getting backed, and now they're all FSG out. But you seen them last January. You did when was it Carvalho, the Portuguese? That on his way to Spurs, they showed interest. They're like, no, he's ours. They just went in and pulled the rug from underneath.
Did it with
Spurs.
The same with Luis Diaz as well. He was going to someone I can't remember. He was going
Spurs as well. I think.
Was it Spurs as well?
Spurs. Yeah,
and they were like, yeah, that's because they were going to get him in summer, and then they were like, no, we'll take him now. So
exactly. So what if somebody comes in now? We should be all over this deal, get it done, because it's, as I think Shreyas pointed out last night, it's about a £30 million buyout clause in his contract. Why aren't we all over this? Because he's a young, talented winger. Ten Hag has shown interest in the past, but I'm just worried maybe it's a bit all media. A lot of it is coming from Dutch sources as well, and they might be trying to push that move. We've seen it over the summer. Anyone who was Dutch was linked with us. Anyone from the league was nearly linked with us.
You got the Ten Hag tick box. It was was he Dutch? Did he play for Ajax at one point? And did he play in the Dutch league? Yeah. They were the 3 criteria. If he got one of them or all 3, it was right, link him to United, put him to United.
Exactly.
But I have to say, sorry, Adam, very quickly. I have to say,
Yeah.
if he was to go in for him, if you look at the players that he signed, a lot of them have hit the ground running pretty much. So he'd have my full backing if he went to go get someone like a Gakpo. Yeah.
Yeah, all these signings have been a hit so far. I can't really think of any that have, just underperformed.
They're all
Probably our best players have all been the new signings.
they've all pretty much first team starters as well. Like Malasia's kind of come out of the team recently, but like up until recently he was a starter. Casemiro's now a starter. Lissandro Martinez is a starter. Eriksen is a starter.
Eriksen.
Like every
Antony.
single Antony, like they're all starters. So like why if Ten Hag's identified Gakpo, pull the trigger, get him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and that worries me for Sancho. If he does to go in for a Gakpo, maybe he might use him as a striker. I don't know, but
I don't think Ten Hag rates Sancho. I don't think he rates him because he gave him an opportunity in the beginning of the season, and he gave him an opportunity in pre-season, and he did some decent things, but he wasn't scintillating by any means. Yeah. And then he's had a couple of poor performances, and Ten Hag's dropped him and put Antony. So
we spoke about it last night, didn't we, Adam? About Jadon Sancho. Like I compared his stats. I didn't realise one of his most prolific season at Dortmund was 17 goals, 16 assists. His first season at Dortmund was 3 goals, 1 assist, something like that. And then his first season with us was like 3 goals, 2 assists. So he's kind of, well, at least from a statistical point of view, he's regressed rather than progressed. But again, there was a lot of variables in that. There was change of managers and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we spoke about Sancho last night, so check that out if you want to go see that. I want to move it on to Christian Eriksen because we got asked about him as well. We spoke about Eriksen a few times, especially over the past couple of shows, about him dropping off physically in games, not looking as effective as he was. And Ten Hag got asked about rotating him, considering what happened at the Euros, the amount he's been playing. And he said, all the players, we have to manage their game time. That's what I do all the time. That's why we have a good with double positioning, with depth. So if we have to rotate, we can replace the players. But the issue is, who's Eriksen's replacement? Fred. If he does play, it's Fred. And we know what happens if you take Eriksen out of the team and replace him with Fred. They're completely different players who offer different things. Do you think it's important, just on the basis of that, to go get another creative midfielder from Europe? Because and who would you target? I know we did a thing on Instagram Live, didn't we, Sam? Like a transfer target list kind of thing. But it'd be interesting to see who you think and why you would bring him in. Because if you take Eriksen out and put Fred in, it just dismantles a lot of the team for me.
Yeah. No, I think Eriksen's just knackered. That's what I think. I think he's tired, man, because he's played every single minute of every single game for us this season. And I'd say he's been our player of the year already. Like, I don't know if you guys would say somebody else, but for me, he's been player of the year. Like, he's been...
Mine personally would be Lissandro.
I wouldn't argue with that either. Like that.
You can't argue against any of them, really. Like, it's them two are the two standout ones.
So, I think he's just tired. So, I think a rest on the bench would be great for him against Omonia, but like you said, who do you bring in? Because it's like you said, it's Fred and McTominay or Fred and Casemiro.
I bring Donny in because Donny's injured long term now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. My next option was this is a perfect game for Donny van de Beek, but he's injured.
Yeah.
So it's
and I'd love to see it. I'd love to see Casemiro, Donny, and Bruno.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a shame if we don't as well. If we get to January, Sam, sorry to think it. If we get to January and we can't even see him have at least a cameo under Ten Hag, then what's the point?
But in terms of like who I would sign, I believe who was the two I picked on the Instagram? I picked De Jong, and who was the other guy I picked?
So Dan had Savic. I can't remember the other one he had. You had De Jong and this is where I wish I had a better memory.
David Fratesi from Sassuolo.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, obviously De Jong was the long-term target during the summer. Nick knows very well of this. It's the summer saga.
Unfortunately.
I mean, the amount of
that bottle yet?
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting for that. Every show fucking mentions that bottle.
I'll
launch it through his fucking flat window.
the amount of thumbnails I had to make during the summer with Frankie De Jong on, I lost count.
God.
Honest to God. I'm trying to find a new thumbnail to put on because you're just using the same one. Oh, it's fucking
It's impossible, wasn't it,
nightmare.
not to talk about him?
It's impossible. So obviously he was a long-term target. Ten Hag wanted him at all costs, and then we ended up last minute getting Casemiro in, which now we've seen him. He's not a bad fucking second choice, but he's a different player to what Frankie de Jong is. So I think the number one choice would be Frankie de Jong, because obviously Ten Hag wants him thing. He's sitting on the bench at Barca currently. It looks like they're going to end up in the Europa League as well, because they're just absolutely dicked the Champions League, and they lost every game, I think, in the Champions League so far.
I'm not sure on that one.
So I think obviously he's going to end up dropping into the Europa League. So it's just like, well, why would you not come to United? You're in the same situation, but you'd probably get game time. So that'd be. And then my other option was there's a guy they've been to scout, I think, at least 3 or 4 times, and they're going to go scout him again before the end of the year. Is David Fratesi. I'm probably butchering his pronunciation, but he plays for Sassuolo in Serie A. Sassuolo are very known for like sort of getting young raw talent and developing them and then selling them to big clubs. I think that's where Scamacca came from. He's gone to West Ham, and he's actually
Berardi as well, who's a regular for Italy. Very good player.
And he's tearing it up at West Ham at the minute. I think he's their like top scorer, and he's only just got in the team, I think. So yeah, they're well known for developing talent, and we've been looking at him quite a lot. So if you wanted to go with the cheap young development option, that might be an option right there. Obviously, Frankie de Jong's gonna be the big talking point. So there's your 2 choices.
I'll wait for that next summer.
I would go for one of those. That'd be my option, unless some midfielder sort of comes to prominence either during the World Cup or during this season. Somebody pops up and goes, "That's the guy." I go get him. So
interesting. I like niche options like that, because it's just not like the obvious one that everyone goes for. What about yourself, Adam? You got any niche options you want to throw in there? Creative midfielder.
I'm trying to think of the guy's name. I watched him a little bit, and he looked decent every time. I think he plays for Atlanta, Ukrainian midfielder. He's a rocket of a left boot.
Oh, I know who you mean.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember a thing. And do you know why I know who you mean? Because he had an upgrade. I know this sounds daft, but he had an upgrade on FIFA last season. That's why I know who you mean, who you're on about. I haven't watched a lot of him, but these names, yeah. But go on.
Malin Ovitsky.
Oh God! Sam thought he was butchering the name. Fucking hell.
I'm not even going to attempt that.
No.
But he's a really good set piece taker. Obviously, could be an option outside of what do you call him, Ericsson. So he's a rocket of a left foot as well.
Well, yeah, Dan mentioned on the Instagram live someone like a Kalahoglu, who sounds similar to that. Very good at set pieces. Got a rocket of a shot. I think he left on a free from AC Milan to join Inter Milan. Or was it vice versa? Yeah, I think it was AC to Inter. So little options like this is people you can look at. I don't think anyone, when we were to the summer, was thinking about Christian Eriksen, really.
No.
There weren't a lot of people talking about him like a few months prior to Thinga, and look at the job that he's done. So you can pick these players up on like free agents or cheap fees, and
well,
you know what I mean?
We've spoke about this like so many times, it's become like boring at this point. But scouting network, get a scouting network sorted. Yeah. And we can find these players like Ajax do, and like Brighton do, and like even City are doing it. City are finding these talented players, and they can go out and buy whoever they want. Normally, they don't need to do this, and they're doing it. Like Ajax, how much did they buy Anthony for? It's like 9 million, something like that.
Yeah, bought Lissandro for about 5 million as well.
I think it was. Get a scouting network set up in South America. Get one set up in like Portugal, because they seem to be producing some mega talent. Get these talent like scouting things set up, and you'll be able to pick up these players on the cheap and develop them and turn them into world class players. And then when they want to leave, you can make a massive profit on them. So then the Glazers are winning, the football team's winning, everybody wins. Like, I don't understand why they're not doing it. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Look at the kind of the players that City were signing. Rodri wasn't a massive target before they signed him.
Cancelo.
Not a lot of people even been talking about him. Cancelo was and ahhing at Juventus.
Yeah.
Like Gabriel Jesus, I couldn't even tell you what club he came from. Couldn't tell you where Fernandinho came from. Like, that's just great scouting.
The new guy, Julian Alvarez. 15 million.
I can tell you where he come from because I did a video on him in December.
We all know Nick's scouting thing is flawed, because every time he picks somebody, they go somewhere else.
Yeah,
So
they actually do.
let's...
I'm gonna have to. I've actually done one on Gakpo as well. So
oh Jesus
ends up
Christ,
going
it's
somewhere
going, it's going
yeah,
to
it's
another
gonna go
team.
somewhere else, innit? I wanna bring it back to the game tomorrow night, and just kind of reflect on Sunday because we've got that game to look at from last week when we was in Cyprus, but I want to focus a little bit on the Everton game because I know it's a different competition, but they're saying you're only as good as your last game is a phrase I like to use for United at the minute because we do have inconsistencies. But I thought against Everton, there was a 45-minute period. Adam touched on it before, where you saw the wing backs inverting. Antony was staying high and wide. Bruno was picking up little pockets of space. You have Lissandro driving into midfield, and I just felt like you were starting to see more of a Ten Hag system here now, dominating possession, constantly creating chances. Do you expect that for tomorrow night for a longer sustained period? Because there was worries last week. The counters were so easy. They were so easy. I'm expecting a dominant performance tomorrow night. What are you guys expecting?
Yeah, I think like Adam said, I think that was the best example of Ten Hag ball that we've seen in competitive games. We saw it in preseason quite a lot, but I think this is the longest example of it. We've seen pockets of it, little moments of play, but like that sustained period was the longest I've seen of how I think Ten Hag wants us to play, and it worked really, really well. If we put out a strong team like Ten Hag's indicating, I'd expect to see more of that, and I'd expect to see the confidence and the synchronicity gel more because they start to get to know each other more, they play together more, blah 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 blah. If we put out, I think we saw it against Real Sociedad. We had that team in mind, didn't we, before a Real Sociedad game, and it was like, yes, this is working, and then he changed a load of players, and we just got this like wet fart of a performance, didn't we? It just absolutely shit the bed. Like, it was terrible. Is Dick going to do a spit take?
No. Well, that is such a great way
it was
describe a shit performance.
It was like, it was literally just like, watch it, just like just absolutely, like, it was horrible. And
here's the nail, here's the hammer.
Yeah, just hit and it's just like, it's like when you're hammering a nail, you just hit your thumb. It's just like, fuck's sake, it's just terrible. So if he makes too many changes, you could risk upsetting that and then not getting
upsetting the stomach.
I'm all about the metaphors today. Look, do you want a nice solid shit or do you want diarrhea? Which choices do you want?
I mean, I can't really segue from wet fart to Casemiro, but I'm gonna do it anyway. He was obviously one important ingredient in that team, Adam, against Everton on Sunday night, was it? Yeah, because it was 7 o'clock, and I was thinking, why the fuck are we kicking off at 7 o'clock? It's a very strange time. Yeah. But yeah, he was obviously an important part of that team. Got man of the match against Everton, and he's starting to place his authority in the defensive. I can't stop thinking that way. Why have you done it to me, Sam? Why do you do this? Oh.
You know what? Do you know what? It makes a change because it's normally Adam at this point who's done something. So
at this point, I feel like Adam's had a Xanax or something. He looks absolutely knackered. Right, okay.
Normally Adam's ruined the show. He's made a dad joke. He's done something, or his mind's just took off somewhere and just disappeared.
Or like the film, is it Freaky Friday where they swap round, swap bodies? Yeah, I think you and Adam have done that today. Talk to me about Casemiro, Sam. Adam, sorry, specifics of his game, what you like, how he's improved the team, etc.
Well, what I liked, I think somebody done an actual, they done a freeze frame of it, and he dropped between the two centre backs, so it was almost like an old school. Oh, this turned into a shit show, isn't it? Shit show. I didn't mean that.
Well done, Adam. Well done. He's back. He's back to form. Adam's back on form.
You know what? I've even got the notes covering the cameras as well, so I can't see your faces. Still fucking. Right, Casemiro.
Fucking hell.
Zen. I'm all right. I'm good.
What is it? Woosah.
You're good, yeah.
When they massage it.
I'd do that, but I can't. I'd have to massage my headphones because I can't think. Casemiro. Sorry, Adam. Sorry.
But yeah, the full-backs ended up pressing up quite high. Then you had the two centre-backs, Lissandro and Lindelof it was. And I noticed Casemiro liked to drop between the two of them. So it was almost like an old-fashioned kind of sweeper position. And he just gave our midfielders a lot more freedom as well, especially when you have two very creative midfielders in Bruno and Eriksen. It means a lot that they have that freedom to roam, like run into different spaces. We see it with Bruno a lot of the time as well. But one thing that was a bit of a concern was he thought he had a lot more time on the ball than he actually did. What?
I don't even know why he's gone for that one. I don't know what that one was. He's not
on the ball, not on the balls.
He's
What? No, he said.
he's not gone like this for a while. It's been a while since he's broken this like much.
He said one of his concerns was that he just thought he had like a wet patch on his white shorts from a wet fart. Oh my God. One of his
he
concerns.
had that after he got the ball robbed off him anyway.
Yeah, yeah. When the wallpaper picked his pocket, just went.
Yeah. Oh jeez, you won't want to pick them pockets then, would you?
Imagine poor kit man in the room, like he gets all the sort of kits back.
Rinsing out Casemiro's shitty shots. Just like, but he still managed to pick up man, which I found was absolutely mental because I thought he made actually like quite a lot of mistakes. He was good. Yeah, what did I say? What stat did I see? That he lost possession more times than any United player,
but he got it all
won
back.
It back.
Yeah,
won it back more times than any United player. So I just found it absolutely mental. But yeah, sorry.
If you could sum up his game, there was a frame where he gives the ball away, and then he wins it back instantly, and he gets the assist to Ronaldo. That pretty much summed up his game last night.
He's
gonna need.
He's the new Fred, isn't he? He's a Brazilian.
He's gonna need some baby wipes for the game tomorrow.
He's a new
Casemiro baby wipes.
He's a new Fred, but he's actually good. He can actually do shit. Like he's not like inconsistent in terms of.
Don't say the word.
He's really, really shit, but then he's really, really just all right. Casemiro's like.
You can't say any word now. Anything that's to do with shit or wet fart. Absolutely. Right.
Casemiro's a.
See, some can't finish off. Oh, it's a good job it's not like light as sky, is it? Like, oh my God.
Casemiro's a risky fart, isn't he? That's what it is. He could be really, really alright, but it could go terribly, terribly.
I think it's a bit of a quiet one, and then it just goes out. You're like, oh.
You're like, I don't know if I'm going to shit myself or not. But I'm going to have to risk it.
It's a silent but deadly, isn't it? It's an SPD, silent but deadly. That's quite literally how
Goes
Casemiro
unnoticed.
performs. Goes unnoticed, yeah. The silent fart. The silent fart in the room.
I feel sick.
I mean, at this point, do we talk about Lindelof? Lindelof was in the presser as well.
What's the point?
Which would suggest that he's going to start, I would think, because I think Rafael Varane's training separately. How would you assess his performance? Just talk to me about Lindelof. Anyone, talk to me about Lindelof, please. Because Sam has fucking ruined this show. Absolutely ruined it.
I think he's come in and. Go on, get it up. Come on.
It's a genuine metaphor.
Adam's the one now going. Okay, go on. Just fucking.
I've never seen Adam so annoyed and serious on this show.
Yeah.
He's proper pissed off. I've never seen Adam annoyed at lack of professionalism before. Because he's normally the one the cause of it, and now he's annoyed at me for doing it.
You've come a long way, Adam. You've come a long way.
Oh, God.
I have.
Got tears in my eyes.
But I think he's come into the team and, he's actually done an all right job. And what I like about him is there's no background noise. Doesn't complain that he's on the bench. Oh, come on. Here he goes again. What is going on?
I'm think we might have to end this show.
Background noise.
I feel like I'm gonna be sick.
Oh my god. It's impossible. It's actually impossible. I'm trying so hard. I promise you.
Well, we'll call it the Iceman, the frozen shit.
What? Oh.
Adam, I've never seen you so angry in my life.
Aaron's like, what have I joined here?
Adam is the happiest, go luckiest guy I've ever met in my life. I've never seen him so pissed off. Oh,
right,
God.
I'm gonna refusely apologise to Adam in WhatsApp. We'll get Lindelof out of the way. You was very right in the points that you've seen up until the point.
Oh,
Let's just
God.
do quick fire questions, okay? We'll do quick fire questions because at this point I'm losing my mind. Right, quick fire questions. Give me one player who's gonna have a wet fart. No, give me one player who you think is gonna score tomorrow. Quick fire.
Ronaldo.
No.
Okay. Oh, synchronized there. Sinkies. Who is United's best performing player so far in the Europa League?
In Europa League?
Yeah.
Ericsson, I'd say.
Okay. Adam?
I'm gonna go with Lissandro. I know he gave away the penalty
choice.
in the first game, but like the passing, like forward passing, especially into midfield, and like actually beating the midfield line, into the forwards has actually been really good. I think he's attempted more forward passes than most players on the pitch as well. So, breath of fresh air.
Yep, he's been really good. I would agree. Sam, stop.
Too many jokes. Too many jokes.
Was it the breath of fresh
Yeah,
air?
yeah.
That's what was in my head.
Oh,
I think he's doing it on purpose now. Oh, God's sake. Will we concede tomorrow?
Yeah, because we've conceded every fucking game so far. It's been.
The cynical.
When was the last time? When was the last time we didn't concede a goal?
Sheriff, I think.
Is that it? No,
2-0.
did they not get a goal? Sheriff.
No. We beat them 2-0. Jadon Sancho and Ronaldo scored. But then, apart from that, have we kept a clean sheet in the Prem? Southampton? Leicester?
No.
I think, were the ones.
Leicester?
No, Southampton and Leicester we did.
Did we?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1-1-0.
Yeah.
Well, we conceded against Liverpool, City,
Brentford, Brighton, Liverpool, Arsenal, City.
Everton, and then
well, yeah.
Real Sociedad and Omonia as well. So.
Okay. So you think we'll concede tomorrow, Sam? Yeah. And you think clean sheet tomorrow, Adam?
Clean sheet tomorrow. I think it'll be too much. Fell out Old Trafford.
Fucking hell,
It's too much what? What did you say then? Too much what?
Well, it'll be too much pressure for the team.
Oh.
They're not used to playing in a stadium this big, so with that many fans, like they're gonna shit the bed.
No. Will he rest some big players? Yes or no?
I mean, we're gonna get into our first 11s, aren't we? So.
Yeah, but it's just a yes or no. Will he rest big players?
I don't know. I'd say no, but I'd like him to.
Adam?
League-headed, maybe Harry Maguire. Yeah.
I mean, he's injured, isn't
I
he?
mean, by big players. Thanks be to God.
Wan-Bissaka's injured as well, thank fuck. So we'd have to see him.
Let's not wish injuries. So yes or no? Will he rest big players?
I don't
Okay, we'll
think
move
he will.
on
I
from
think
that.
he'll go with the team that we expect.
Okay. And with that being said, predicted 11. Adam, do you want to give me yours?
I'm actually going to start from the goalkeeper this time, unlike that other time when I was.
Nice.
As is tradition, Adam.
Yeah.
Yes. So David De Gea in net, Dallo, Lindelof, Lissandro. I'm gonna go with Shaw. My man Luke Shaw.
Of course he is.
Casemiro, Ericsson, Bruno, and Rashford, Ronaldo, Anthony up front.
Oh, Marcus Rashford starting on the left. Interesting. Sam?
Same back five as Adam. I think he rests Casemiro for Newcastle. So I think Scott McTominay gets a game because I think he's suspended, isn't he? Next one, so he's not gonna.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
So
Think
Scott
about that.
McTominay. I'd love to see Donny play, but obviously he's injured. Because I think Eriksen needs a. I think Eriksen needs a rest, but I don't think he's gonna. Don't think he's gonna rest him. Eriksen, Bruno. Yeah. I think Elanga gets a game. And I think Sancho gets a game. So I think it's Elanga, Sancho, Ronaldo.
Oh, Elanga might be a good shout. I'm gonna go with De Gea, Dalot, Lindelof, Lisandro, and Malacia. I'm gonna go with Bruno, Casemiro, Fred, Anthony, Ronaldo, and Sancho. That's who I think is gonna start. Make sure you put your predicted 11s in the comment section as well, and your score predictions when we get into them.
There's a comment from Aaron. Adam's lack of enthusiasm for his predicted 11 kills me every time.
Oh, David. Yeah, I think it's one of them days, isn't it, Adam? It's one of them days. He's
I think they need to put me on, the stadium kind of announcer. I'd be perfect for it.
Yeah.
Number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo. Give me your score predictions, please. I'm putting him in the chat as well. People watching.
3-0.
3-1.
3-0.
3-1. I think we can see.
Yeah.
I think we can see.
I am gonna go with 4-0. I think I'm gonna go with tomorrow. Just out there, I just think we're gonna absolutely plaster him, to be honest. 4-0. Okay, we made it. Yeah, I know. We've made it.
I've had 3 really good jokes, and I've had to bite my tongue on every single one of them. So
like Chandler in Friends, and he's like, yeah. Well, I appreciate you for keeping 3 out of 90 that you've had in your head, Sam. Really appreciate that. Yeah. The kickoff tomorrow is 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, there won't be a watch along tomorrow because a lot of us are going to the actual game. There'll be a lot of content coming from outside the ground, though, and a review after the game, so make sure you tune in for that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do, and smash a like on the video. Hit us up on socials. All the handles are at the bottom of the graphic, or just head over to the description in the video link. And thank you to everyone watching. Look, it's a slightly different one today, as you can tell, due to Sam's comment, but this is how it works on Real Reds Talk. It's, full flow. No pun intended.
Fucking come on!
I know.
This is fucking killing me here. This is ridiculous.
I know. Thank you to the lads for their thoughts. Do we have any final thoughts with that being said, lads, before we head off?
Yeah, we're going to plaster him like Nick does, plasters the back of the toilet.
Someone's got a 12-gauge shotgun and fucking...
Definition of a wet fart.
Resulted after a Vindaloo.
Yeah, exactly.
Victor Vindaloo.
Victor Vindaloo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dan's asking, can you do the Ronaldo celebration?
Can I do it? What was you like cupping balls there?
Cupping, yeah. It's that
in
it.
Did that today?
He did that. He just.
Yeah. Can we all end the stream like that?
Oh, that's it. I can't. I have to click the button, so I can't do it.
Okay, well you do it, and then.
All right. Peace, everybody.
You know who made it.